Assassin's Creed has always been a dark series. Tragedy, loss, and brutality define nearly every entry, but somehow Shadow's story trailer feels even darker, more brutal, and more character-driven than anything we've seen in recent years. With its serious tone and disturbing moments, could Shadows be the darkest Assassin's Creed yet? To understand that, we need to dissect the story trailer. Its tone, visuals, and themes provide strong hints of the narrative direction Ubisoft might take. The trailer opens with muted colors and shadow-heavy lighting, creating an oppressive, almost suffocating atmosphere. This theme persists throughout, with dark grays and blood reds amplifying the sense of foreboding. Unlike the brighter and more hopeful tones of Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla's story trailers, Shadows leans into a gritty, grounded look. Even more striking, this trailer focuses on story elements far more than any of these past entries, which could signal a promising shift, but more on that in a bit. The themes hinted at in the trailer suggests a brutal and emotionally heavy narrative. We see betrayal, loss, and anger etched onto characters' faces, with blood on hands and in battles reinforcing a sense of violence and desperation. Both Naoe and Yasuke seems to endure immense suffering, losing much in their respective journeys. In one moment, Naoe is seen covered in blood, while another shot shows Yasuke confronting what looks like an act of betrayal. The trailer's brutality isn't just physical, it feels deeply personal. Of course, Assassin's Creed has never shied away from dark themes. Origins showed us Bayek witnessing his son's death. Odyssey showed familial betrayal at its worst, and Valhalla opened with Eivor losing her parents in an instant. But Shadows appears to push these elements further. With its unrelenting tone and focus on suffering, this story could become one of the series' darkest yet. Still, this trailer hints at something even bigger than its tone, a potential shift in Assassin's Creed storytelling itself. While the trailer's dark tone sets the stage for Shadow's story, what truly stands out is its focus on the characters themselves. With a cast of complex characters and dramatic cutscenes, Shadows seems to place its story at the center of attention. This is a notable shift, especially compared to previous titles' story trailers where gameplay scenes were slowed down to create a cinematic vibe instead of showing us more cutscenes. Shadow's trailer highlights the two protagonists' struggles, beginning with Naoe. Her journey is defined by the weight of her past, haunted by traumas that manifest in fleeting moments of fear and vulnerability. In one scene, she desperately flees in terror, while in another, she's bloodied and exhausted, her resilience tested to its limits. Yasuke, on the other hand, is presented as a man forged by violence, a product of the brutal era he inhabits. Oda Nobunaga's words subtly hint at the life Yasuke has been forced to endure.
I see potential in this man. He may become a legend, or he may die.
His journey, like Naoe's, is fraught with betrayal, loss, and anger, as seen in his tense expressions and moments of desperation. What makes Shadows even more compelling is the dynamic between these two protagonists. One moment shows Naoe and Yasuke in a tense confrontation, their mistrust palpable, while another teases an uneasy alliance. This duality, trust and betrayal, seems to be a recurring theme, adding layers of depth to the characters and raising the stakes of their struggles. Through Naoe and Yasuke's journeys, Shadows promises to deliver a story that is as emotionally charged as it is brutal. If Ubisoft delivers on the promise of this trailer, Shadows could mark a pivotal shift for Assassin's Creed, placing characters at the forefront of its narrative in a way the series hasn't explored in recent years. But beyond the story's themes and main characters, the trailer hides fascinating details that hint at deeper layers of Shadow's narrative and world building. For instance, a character in the trailer who appears Portuguese might be tied to the crew that brought Yasuke and Alessandro Valignano to Japan. But there's more. This individual could also be the one wearing the Templar pendant later seen in the trailer. This suggests a deeper role of European Templars in Shadow's overarching story. How far will they go to assert their influence in Japan? Equally intriguing is the exploration of the Japanese branch of the Templar Order. After a decade of absence, Templars return in Shadows, this time donning face masks, likely inspired by the Order of the Ancients in Mirage and the RPG trilogy. This could set up a fascinating story, especially if Naoe and Yasuke find themselves entangled in the Templar schemes, which seems to be the case. Speaking of Naoe, her journey is clearly shaped by the Assassin Brotherhood. The trailer shows her inheriting her father's hidden blade, But there are other key figures in her life as well. One mysterious character whose death has potentially scarred her deeply might also hold significance for Yasuke. In fact, Yasuke seems to recognize the hidden blade Naoe wields. Could this character be someone they both knew? Maybe Naoe's mother? We also catch a glimpse of one of Naoe's allies. He appears to be one of her mentors, likely teaching her how to use a kusarigama. His fate is unclear for now, but he's possibly executed by Nobunaga after asking for an honorable duel. The trailer hints that this moment might spark Yasuke's doubts about his loyalty to Oda Nobunaga, leading him to aid Naoe. Nobunaga himself looms large in the trailer, portrayed as a far more compelling figure than Valhalla's Alfred the Great. His complex relationship with Yasuke could provide fertile ground for storytelling, though some speculate Yasuke's roles as Nobunaga's soldier might tie him to the Templars. Personally, I doubt this is the case, but what do you think? The trailer also hints at hidden tombs, like the one Naoe tries to open with her blade marked with an assassin insignia. This could lead to puzzle platforming sequences reminiscent of Assassin's Creed 2 or even the hidden one Bioros from Valhalla. However, there's a curious absence of Isu-related elements in the trailer. Ubisoft might take a more grounded approach this time, either saving Isu elements for the final game or omitting them entirely. Regardless, with all these elements, Shadows seems poised to deliver narrative depth we haven't seen in years. But will all of this culminate in the darkest Assassin's Creed yet? The franchise has always flirted with dark themes, with some of the older games doing it better than the newer ones. But Shadows might be its boldest attempt yet. Naoe's scars, Yasuke's inner conflict, and the shadowy presence of the Templar Order all point to a story that explores betrayal, sacrifice, and resilience. Shadows could finally revive the layered storytelling fans have been craving, weaving personal struggles into the franchise's overarching themes. But will Ubisoft fully embrace these darker tones, or will the story pull its punch? If Shadows can deliver on its potential, it might not just be the darkest Assassin's Creed yet. It could redefine what we expect from the series entirely. That said, Shadows isn't all doom and gloom. Expect some lighter moments to balance the intensity, so it's worth keeping your expectations in check. But what do you think? Could Assassin's Creed Shadows truly be the series' darkest chapter, or will it fail to deliver? And did you catch any hidden details in the trailer that I missed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.